I actually have a quick question regarding some information you showed on one of your slides regarding the comparison of Nobel Prizes, either Muslims or Jews. I'm assuming that you were referring to as a religious and not an ethnic group, the Jews compared to the Muslims. And under that assumption, what do you think of scientists of this high-level Nobel Prize still convene with two different points of view, the scientific and the non-scientific perspective of their own religion, kind of together, and at some point one is going to affect the other, and it still looks like it's a very high percentage, a quarter of Nobel Prize is still keeping with us beliefs.
Yeah, excellent. Thanks for paying as close attention as you did to those slides and anything I said while they were up. Let me now add further information. The count of Jews is done by some Jewish organizations. Who will count you as Jewish if your mother was Jewish, even if you are a devout atheist? Many modern Jews are atheists in this regard. They don't really believe the stories of the Torah, but so they're cultural Jews rather than active religious Jews. They are nonetheless counted in those numbers. If you subtracted the atheist Jews from the total Jewish count, it's still high. That's my point. And so it's harder to find out where that boundary is. You have to call them up and say, are you a cultural Jew or a religious Jew? And I wasn't going to do, I was lazy to pick them all right? The number would be a little less, but it would not make a big difference. Really, it won't. So it's A. B, and as I said, there are people who are deeply fundamentalist Jews who read the Bible all the time. These are not the community of Jews from which those numbers were drawn. Those are not the Nobel Prize winners we're talking about. So now, scientists who are active and productive, who are also religious, of which there are many. Being a scientist is not synonymous with being an atheist. Empirically, it's just not. In America, 40% of scientists who are active claim a personal God, which we mean by that is they'll go home and pray for a God that they worship to intercede in their life. If you answered yes to that question, do you pray to a personal God? You're religious. They used to ask questions, do you go to church or synagogue or mosque every weekend? And if you said yes, they used to count you as religious. But many people do that socially, or for the cupcakes, or the bingo, whatever is going on in the church. And so that's not the real measure. You got to ask the right question. You can ask that question, 40% of American scientists would be counted as religious. Now you ask them, how do you reconcile this? They don't. They do their science, and they do not reference the Bible to inform their science. They've drawn a line in the sand. In fact, they view the Bible as their spiritual guide, as a source of spiritual fulfillment, not as a science textbook. And this started, I think, with Galileo. Galileo noticed, and he was a religious man, all religious. Galileo said, God must have written two books. The Bible, the book of and the book of nature. And he endowed us with intelligence to explore nature, and if I find something in nature that disagrees with it, he wrote this book too. So Galileo was comfortable in that regard, and he came to the conclusion that the Bible tells you how to go to heaven, not how the heavens go. Clever guy. So if you are so sure that your religious text is unerring, history tells us, you will not be a productive scientist. Because you're basing your understanding of the world on what are called revealed truths that had not done any experiments of what's actually going on out there. And any time you do that, you will find that science will disagree with a testable statement of the Bible. And so, or whatever is your religious document, and if you chose your religious document, you have removed yourself from the advancing frontier. And that's okay in a free country, just don't try to force that on others who are trying to advance the frontier.